let's get into this game. And it has partial voice acting, I believe, so that'll be fun. And of course, this is also from the Yaoi Game Jam, as has been everything I've been streaming this week. I watch as a couple in their 20s get in line at the concierge desk. They're sharing a massive blue and green suitcase. The man struggling to keep it upright as the woman slides her printed receipt towards one of the smiling receptionists. This is Marisol Bay Resort, where I'll be working for the next 2 months. I take a step forward to get in line when I'm cut off by a giggling small child who runs under the red dividers. His mother gives me an apologetic smile and rushes after him. I move out of her path as the knot in my stomach grows. Though not my first choice in summer work, the resort is honestly beautiful. The two people standing behind the concierge desk taking reservations are poised and typing away furiously on their computers. There's not a single grouchy patron either. They're all chatting to themselves as if they're at a party. All signs point to this being a great job, but I still can't help but feel nervous. It's a whole new adventure for me.
Excuse me, you look a little lost. Can I help you with something?
You see, that's exactly my old lady voice. I could have been a voice actor for this game. Is that not just like my old lady voice? It is. I could have voice acted this game. The soft and gentle voice belongs to an older woman. Her eyes are warm as she smiles, beckoning me forward. Glancing to my right, I see the mid-20s couple checking in as the mother and son waltz off down a corridor. He looks like a vampire? I swallow hard and step forward.
Hi.
Oh, Cairo, that's not Kuro. It almost looks like Kuro if you if that Y had a little bit shorter of a tail. Hi, my name is Cairo Ivanovsky. I can't say that. Ivanovsky. Ivanovsky? Hi, my name is Cairo and I work here. It's my first day. I have a little bit of trouble saying my own last name. Do you know where I'm supposed to go? The woman's smile doesn't falter. In fact, it seems to grow wider as I speak. Do you hear that, Liam? We have a new member of the Marisol Bay family. Welcome. That is the old lady talking, right? Is it? I'm not sure. The man, Liam, hits the enter key rather loudly on his keyboard and slides a piece of paper as well as 2 keys towards the woman and her partner. There you are. You'll be staying in room 243 on the 2nd floor. In your room, you'll find a list of the resort's amenities and available phone numbers should you need some assistance. Please enjoy your stay and do not hesitate to ring the bell and to ring the front desk if you encounter any problems. Age is just a number, Ryan, you sicko. I bet you liked Putty Putty. I bet you wanted some of Putty Putty. I don't know what that's in reference to, but disgusting, Ryan. He bows his head to them as they thank him, and then he looks towards me and his coworker.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, what did you say your name was? Cairo Ivanovsky. I can't say it, sorry. The new entertainer at the water park, correct? The woman slides a piece of printed computer paper towards me and points to my name on the list titled New Hires. Next to my name are indeed the words Water Park Entertainer, followed by a capital letter R. What does R mean? You'll be working in the recreational area of the resort. Liam looks to the side, and the smile he was using before while checking in the guests is gone. What's wrong with the recreational part of the resort? What's the other section of the resort? That's the luxury section for our guests. More finer tastes. Ah, now it makes some sense. Liam cares for a more upscale experience for his guests. What would you consider recreational? That includes amenities like Pirates Cove, our water park, the lookout, our casual dining experience, and of course the gift shop. Speaking of, I do believe our manager mentioned hiring a new pirate mascot.
But alas...
I have been begging the owner for years to change the names of some of these things, but alas. The old woman offers me a pitiful smile as a stone settles in my stomach. Well, that explains why the job description was so vague. I knew this whole thing sounded too good to be true. I'm a mascot? I didn't go into 6 years of student debt to play the novelty pirate mascot at a summer resort. Let me ring in Amelia. She's the site manager and will be able to answer all your questions. She'll show you around as well. Amelia is truly a dear. As Liam heads into the back room, the woman leans forward towards me.
Oh, dear.
I forgot to introduce myself, haven't I? Everyone here just calls me Mrs. V. You should see my V. I've been working at this resort since I was a teenager, so please consider me your lifeline if you ever need one. Her sunny demeanor seems like the opposite of Liam's cold professionalism. It's quite nice to see. After a moment, Liam returns with a curt nod. Amelia will be here shortly. Feel free to wait in the lobby. Not by himself, of course, Not by himself, of course. Cairo, would you do me the honor of telling me a bit about yourself? This old lady loves a good story. Liam cracks a small smile and shakes his head as he turns his attention to sorting paperwork behind the desk. Well, I graduated from Ocean View School of Performing Arts 2 years ago with a degree in theater. Liam looks up from his work suddenly, as if what I'm saying has caught his attention. No kidding? It's really tough to get into that school. Are you from Ocean View? My mother grew up in Ocean View. She always told me stories about it, so I decided to apply for school there. Now I'm back in York Heights with my parents and little sister.
Oh.
If you really graduated from OSPA, you shouldn't be here. You should be on Broadway or something. Well, thanks, bruh.
Cool it.
Who is this? Cool it, Liam. You're manning the concierge desk despite graduating from the country's top law school, aren't you? I guess we're all failures here. Liam scoffs and turns to file some paperwork. I look towards the voice and see a woman wearing a blue and white pinstripe suit. Cairo, right? My name is Amelia, and I'll be your manager. I'm the one designating your duties, as well as handling payroll and any customers you're having trouble with. Sounds good? Yeah, sounds great. I look forward to working with you. Oh, you have no idea how excited we are to be switching to in-house talent to entertain our guests at Pirates Cove. This is the first year we're having an actor out on the beach, and guests have been expressing genuine interest in it. Well, when she puts it like that, this job doesn't sound like being a mere mascot. If people really want a pirate at Pirates Cove, I'll be the best damn Captain Bailey ever. Amelia begins walking towards the resort's entrance and motions for me to follow her. I'll give you a quick tour. You can meet some of your new cool co-workers, and we can get your measurements for the costume. Amelia leads me out of the building and takes me through a path that spirals off to the right. My jaw drops. The lush greenery, the slick architecture, the giant gently rotating globe that hangs atop a massive water fountain. It feels unreal, but strangely soothing. This is what the employees like to call the hub, because it connects both the luxury amenities. She points to the right with her clipboard. And the recreational facilities. She motions to the left. The owner here was torn between making Marisol Bay a sophisticated upscale getaway or turning it into a fun family vacation spot. In the end, he chose both. Typically, the adults unwind with a cocktail and massage, while their kids roam the recreational half. So, I'm basically babysitting a herd of unsupervised kids. This is exactly what I went into massive student debt for. Oh my gosh. Hey, you are absolutely right about Yadi-chin B Club. It is garbage. It's awful. I try not to let my frustration show. Maybe it won't be so bad. For the most part, the two sides don't interact. Oops. For the most part, the two sides don't interact. When they do, this is the crossover point. It's a good place to spend your lunch break if you want. How long are the breaks? An hour-long lunch with two 15-minute breaks as well. Once we get to your post, I'll give you your tentative schedule. Amelia keeps on moving. You'll be working with Brooke, our party planner / barmaid. I guess we're not even interviewing for this. We just already have the job. She runs the lookout where all our hungry little landlubbers go once they've worked up an appetite. As Amelia trails off, I take one last look at the hub. Even if I won't have to visit the luxury side, I'd still like to check it out eventually. For now, though, I need to keep up with my boss. A few flights of stairs later, we emerge through a stone archway onto a huge wooden deck, packed with countless tables, chairs, and mint green umbrellas. Exactly, it's nothing but a sex show, and it's not even a good one. It's a bad sex show. It's unappealing and disgusting, honestly. A small chalkboard sign catches my eye. The Lookout. So this is the restaurant everyone has been talking about. Amelia smiles warmly at me and extends her arm out.
Welcome.
Welcome to the Lookout, our casual dining destination. Today's menu includes Captain Bailey's fish burger and swashbuckling seasoned fries. She puts her hand to her lips and sends kisses into the air. Absolutely delish, I promise. Just sit tight for a moment while I go get Brooke. She'll show you the ropes. As Amelia saunters off, I walk over towards the balcony. There aren't too many people here, but it's still early. I wonder how packed it'll be during the summer rush. Gosh, I hope it won't be too bad. Peering over the railing, I see a massive pirate ship docked below. The large sails dance in the wind as water spouts through the top of an enormous boulder. A twisting web of water slides curl into the sparkling blue waters, and the nearby sand almost shimmers. It's breathtaking if that's where I'll be working. Well, the pirate life might be for me. I'd always thought that by now I'd be part of some famous acting troupe, or at least acting regularly. Marisol Bay is just a stepping stone. I have to remember that. Once the summer's over and I've saved up enough money, I'll ask Amelia for a recommendation letter. My thought trails off as I stare at the sea. Warm summer sun beating down on my skin. One day, I'll come back here, not for work, but as a rich actor needing to relax. Hey there? I don't know who's talking. Oh no! She looks like a hoe. A high-pitched voice cuts through the air. I whip around to see a girl, her silky orange hair practically glowing. She smiles at me, teeth sparkling behind her warm red lips. Oh dear. How am I supposed to find another female voice to do? I can't do all these...
My name is Brooke.
I can't do all these female voices. My name is Brooke. It's nice to meet you. I return her smile as best as I can and offer a handshake. I'm Cairo. It's great to be here.
The two of you will be working together.
As I said before, the two of you will be working together quite closely. Most guests visit the Lookout to refuel after the fun of Pirates Cove, or they run to the cove to burn off what they just ate. The two areas work as a single unit. If one fails, you both fail. Don't make it sound so scary. Trust me, Cairo, we're not going to fail. We just need to look out for each other. Speaking of which... Brooke gestures for us to wait before dashing over to the nearby table. She returns with a pair of walkie-talkies. She hands one of them to me, and I turn it over. The words Pirate Cove are scrawled across the side in gold marker. You hope Isaac comes back? Oh, Isaac won't be here. You're crazy, Sid. Courtesy of the big boss man himself. I asked for them as soon as I got promoted. Can't exactly hear you too well if I'm up here and you're down there. Something about her straight, honest confidence makes me feel at ease. Very smart, but you still need to keep your work phones on you.
Huh?
Wait, we get phones? Ah, yes, they can't make any calls, but the resort's group messaging system lets us communicate without the guests overhearing our every word.
Don't worry.
Don't worry, we'll be extra careful with the walkie-talkies. I even thought about some neat code words. Brooke clasps her hands together and nods at Amelia, who scribbles something down on her clipboard. I'll go check if the pirate's costume is ready. You two should start planning how you want to run things.
This is a job, not a summer camp.
As Amelia walks off, Brooke motions towards a nearby table. I take a seat across from her, watching her bounce in her seat. He didn't even say where he was going? Lindsay? That's weird. Amelia's practically giving us full creative freedom here. The recreational side is so going to win. Win what exactly? I thought I was just hired to be an entertainer. It's kind of confusing to have the main character next to the dialogue box no matter who's talking. You're kind of right. There's a little bit of truth in that. Though the more time I spend here, the less normal any of this seems. I need to ask Amelia exactly what my duties are. Well, things are kind of experimental right now. That big old pirate ship's been here for years, but nothing's ever been done with it. Everyone was shocked when the boss said we'd be opening up the beach finally. The timing is interesting though. A little birdie told me that the big boss man might be nixing the rec side to make it more like the rest of the resort. Upscale. I actually haven't seen the luxury side yet.
Ugh.
If he's on vacation, he can still watch stream. What's better than watching Kuro's vids? Thank you. Thank you. You're absolutely correct. You're absolutely correct. What? Why are you guys talking about feet? No more feet talk. Gross. Count on your blessings, Cairo. The manager, Carmela, is a real snob. She's paid the same rate as all of us, but since her clientele are fancy, she thinks that she's all that, with caviar on the side. She's been here longer than anyone, though. Ever since the boss man bought the place, I can't even remember a time when she wasn't trying to get the rec side revamped into something more profitable. Carmela sounds like a real character. While I can't deny that I'd prefer an upscale vacation, I'm sure the recreational side has its fans. If I'd come here as a kid, I would have loved to run around and play on a giant pirate ship. So, what does all of this have to do with me? I've been here less than an hour. Isaac never watches his vids or live streams unless we mention it. You're absolutely right. I'm not trying to bombard you, I just don't want Carmela to sink her teeth into our little slice of Marisol Bay. I've been at the lookout for 3 years. This place means something to people. So many kids come back year after year, skidding down the same old water slides, slurping the same bright blue slushies. I'm not asking you to save the resort or anything, but personally, I'm already pretty invested.
I'll show them just what I'm made of.
I'll show Carmela and the big boss man just what the recreational side's made of. Brooke seems all fired up. I wish I could be as passionate as she is, but I need to be honest with her. Look, Brooke, I just want to do my best and get some good references for my resume. I'll follow your lead, but I don't think I can save the resort, no matter how good my acting is. Brooke pushes a stray hair behind her ear and sighs. Yeah, sorry to unload on you. I just want this summer to be the best it can be. You do you. You do what you've got to do. I'll handle I can't talk. The logistics. She waves her hand dismissively despite her warm smile. I'm not quite sure what she's thinking, but thankfully Amelia soon returns. Apparently the costumes... Wait. Yeah, Amelia's the one on the right. Apparently the costumes are one size fits most, but if you need it adjusted, we'll work on that later. She hands me a brown paper bag and turns on her heels. Alright, Brooke, you can return to your prep work. Let me know if anything comes up in the group chat.
Cairo.
As for you, Cairo, let's head over to the locker rooms.
Bye, Cairo!
Lovely meeting you. By the way, I'm sure we'll work great together. Brooke gives me a small wave, which I return with a smile and a nod. I don't know about the whole backstage feud happening, but working with Brooke might at least be interesting. I follow Amelia down the stairs to Pirate's Cove below. As we head towards the giant ship, it's obvious that the area isn't operating yet. There's no one around but us. Here's your vessel. While you'll spend most of your day on the beach with the lifeguards and slide attendants, the locker room, bathrooms, and your break room are all on board. We're also opening reservations for private-themed parties, which you will, of course, be hosting. Kids' parties too? What did I ever do to deserve this? Still, I need to stay calm. Don't let her see how scared you are, Cairo. Amelia's pace doesn't slow as we move closer to the massive ship. It's really a marvel. I can't imagine how much money Marisol Bay must be making to afford this thing. Is this a real pirate ship? What does that even mean? Do you think it's a real pirate ship, like, from 300 years ago? Or maybe modern day? I guess there are modern day pirates, but these aren't the kind of ships they use. The outside of the ship is true to what one would expect of a historically accurate pirate ship. There are several huge white canvas sails, a large wooden steering wheel on the top deck of the boat, and cannons sitting over the edges of the sides. Cairo's got the right idea. Children are scary. Children might be scary, but as long as you give them a drink that you bought in the park from a random stranger, they act right. So just give them strange drinks that you bought for $50. You know? They'll calm down. The Riptide was originally built to promote Walk the Plank. It's a recreation of the Queen Sylvia. You're talking about the old comics, right? Didn't they turn them into a really bad movie? You think he's asking if it could sail? I doubt. I guess that's what he was asking. I doubt it can sail. I don't know how else to phrase it. The acting was terrible. The costumes looked like they'd been dragged from a costume shop clearance rack. The props looked like plastic children's toys. Did they spend all their money on a big ship?
So I've heard.
Which is probably why our owner Ken was able to acquire it for a shockingly low price. Now it's the Riptide, Captain Bailey's pride and joy. Speaking of Bailey's pride and joy, if I'm going to be doing this character justice, I need to know a bit more about him. What are his motivations as a character? Why is he a pirate, and what does this ship mean to him? What's the lore for this Captain Bailey guy? How do you get the Riptide? Amelia stops mid-step, tilting her head and frowning. I guess it's a strange question, but I'm an actor. I can't play some soulless stereotype. Well, seeing as we've never had a Bailey here in the flesh, why don't you try coming up with your own lore?
Make the role uniquely yours.
Sounds like you just want me to do all the work. I heard Liam say that your degree leaves you overqualified for this, but there's a reason I chose you personally. She flips a page on her clipboard, then pulls out a pen and circles something before showing it to me. It's my resume. The part that she circled is a URL link to one of my senior thesis projects. A monologue filmed in my dorm room with me as a modern-day Captain Hook. I've been debating even including it in my resume. For a job like this, it might be seen as pretentious or over the top. Swashbuckling aside, it's clear to me that you're passionate about your craft. Marisol Bay needs that kind of energy. Someone who can completely disappear into their character. Captain Bailey is whoever you want him to be. As long as you can put in the same passion. We want guests to feel like they're on a real pirate ship. So, I'm not a mascot? Of course not. Liam has only ever worked in reception. He doesn't see the excitement of the kids or the smiles of the parents. This may seem like a menial job at first, but you'll be making memories for those families. You're going to make their summers unforgettable. It's a big responsibility. When she lays it out like that, it's clear that I have to give this job my all. Even if my audience is a bunch of snotty preschoolers, I'll be brightening their day up. If you think the outside is impressive, wait until you see the inside. She motions for me to follow her. Wait, what is this? Where is this? Riptide? Is this the ship? Is this inside the ship? I'm confused. Amelia isn't kidding when she says the Riptide has been fully renovated. The inside of the pirate ship looks nothing like what I would have expected. This is inside the ship. Looks very spacious and oddly modern. There seems to be absolutely no wooden planks, no barrels lying around, no skull and crossbone flags. It's almost entirely different from the outside, barely sticking to the pirate theme at all. The locker room is littered with large potted plants, framed by ivory walls, and a floor that shines like it's just been waxed. The owner wants to experiment with combining the bay's two styles. Over there's the entrance to the Pirates Cove water slides, and just that way is the Riptide Lounge for our older, more esteemed guests. Kids would be thrilled to run through here singing sea shanties to animatronic parrots in between bites of baked turkey legs. That was a hard sentence to read. Why is everything at this resort about splitting guests into groups? What about things that people can do together? I don't say it out loud, of course. It's not like I know the whole situation, and even if I did, I'm just the jolly pirate captain, right? The restrooms are over there. If you could try your costume on and see if it fits, well, I can go and make sure your locker has been prepared. As Amelia walks off, I head to the bathroom to change. I'm by no means impressed when I pull Captain Bailey's long overcoat out of the brown paper bag. It feels like cotton, yet it's stiff and heavy. There's no way I can wear this in the blazing summer sun and not get heat stroke. That's not to mention the comically oversized pirate hat. The thick, bulky costume feels like it's slowly suffocating me, even though it's several sizes too large. The costume is so bulky that it fits right over the clothes that I'm wearing already. When I hold my arms out, there's a few inches of space between the fabric and my skin. The tattered pants hang off me, their artificial holes and patches itching against my legs. The shoes are rubber boot covers, and the whole outfit reeks of cheap plastic. Oh god, no. I sift through the bag for the remaining pieces, the small felt eye patch, and something else. I gasp when my fingers tighten around a curved chunk of rubber. Oop. Is that my pirate dildo? Arg, matey. You put that up my bunghole. No hook. Not for this, Captain. The costume might work for an air-conditioned community theater, but a beach? No way. I don't bother trying to look presentable before strolling out of the bathrooms. My new boss needs to see this monstrosity. So, what do you think? Amelia's eyes widen as she sees me. She rushes over and grabs the end of my sleeve. Who ordered this? You'll melt in that overcoat. She shakes her head. I'm relieved that she's not trying to sell me on it. It's not as if I expected a movie-level costume, but I at least need something that fits. Furo went to pee? Nope, I didn't. We can't open Pirates Cove without a proper pirate, but until we can order something else, we'll need to make do.
Sorry.
There's no way we can furlough the opening, Cairo, I'm sorry. I get it. I actually wanted to ask if I could take this home and try to salvage it. Be my guest. Now that I think about it, Brooke is going to school for fashion design. You could ask her for her tips. Her lunch break is in an hour or so. I'm sure that's what she wants to talk about during her lunch break. In the meantime, we need to finalize some paperwork. Here's your locker assignment, your current schedule, a list of responsibilities, and a few safety agreements. She hands me a dozen or so pages. I thumb through absent-mindedly. We'll head to the cafeteria and go over the paperwork. We can discuss your role, and you can ask any questions you may have. Sounds good. I quickly get changed out of the costume as Amelia leads me down a spacious, strangely clean hallway. I'm reminded that this part of the resort is still closed. Pirate's Cove is waiting for its captain. The room Amelia takes me to resembles a school cafeteria mixed with a mall food court. There are countless tables that seat at least 10 people each. Imagine all the kids running, screaming, and tugging at my overcoat. I run a hand through my hair and take a seat across from Amelia at a table nearest the door. This room was built in order to feed water park guests, but it was decided that the lookout would be more welcoming an environment than the overcrowded food court. Let's quickly discuss your duties at Marisol Bay. You'll be required to entertain guests as Captain Bailey. In a way, you'll become him. What do you mean by that? You'll be Captain Bailey the minute you put on that costume, and you will not stop until after the entirety of it has been removed and put back into your locker. Essentially, I'm not breaking character, even when I'm on break or have to go pee, and when I pee in some kid's mouth. If you're in the eyesight of a guest, you have to be in character. We're selling an experience with Captain Bailey. Right, of course. I can do that. How long is my shift? 8 hours, but you'll have an hour break before lunch and 2 15-minute breaks. We already talked about this earlier. Go to the employee locker room or take off the costume if you'd like to drop the pirate act.
Don't worry.
You don't have to worry about watching the people who are on the water slides or swimming in the ocean. We will have certified lifeguards and ride operators on duty at all times that Pirate's Cove is open. You will, however, be required to be vigilant. If you see something, you have to take action. You can't ignore someone who needs help because it's not your designated job. Yes, that much is obvious. I wouldn't just let someone drown if I can help it. Also, that stretches towards rule violations as well. If a guest is breaking a rule in front of you, kindly redirect them while staying in character. Remember, rules are for their safety. Most of all, make sure that everyone is having a good time. All it takes is one negative review on one of those travel sites, and suddenly no one wants to visit Marisol Bay anymore. Amelia and I talk like this for a while. She lists off all of my duties, what time I have to arrive at work, when I clock out, and everything in between. I fill out my paperwork and hand it back to her.
All right.
The paperwork seems like it's all in order. I've already taken the liberty to text Brooke about altering her costume, so she should be here any minute. Amelia says her goodbyes and the two of us head back to the locker room. I don't have to wait long for Brooke, who makes her way to the locker room in just a few minutes. The girl bounds in happily, swinging her arms slightly. She stops when she sees me fumbling around with the ugly costume.
Just couldn't live without me, could ya?
No, I could live without your horny energy. She winks at me, pushing her bright orange hair over her shoulder. It's cute, but her charm isn't exactly working on me. I'm gay. I dismiss her words completely and present to her the issue at hand. See, I already ran into a problem and could use some help. I feel like all we've met today are women. Where are the men? I hold up the brown paper bag towards the girl, who raises a brow. Amelia told me you wanted to make the costume more your own. Is that what she said? The outfit is looking rather huge and unauthentic. I try to choose my words carefully for this situation, but Brooke doesn't really seem to care at all. So it's a hot mess, huh? Lucky for you, I know all about altering clothes. Let me see. She reaches for the bag and practically takes it from my hands. She begins to take out the costume piece by piece and then cries out as if she's in pain. This is absolutely hideous. What kind of costume did Amelia give you? Honey, we need to throw the whole thing out. Burn it. I totally would, but we need Captain Bailey tomorrow, so what can we do? We'll just cut these pants into shorts, and for the jacket, I can take it in so it'll fit better. I don't mind doing that for you. That's a lot of work. Please don't worry.
Nuh-uh.
I can't be recommending my faithful patrons to go to Pirate's Cove with you wearing that monstrosity. Sorry, Cairo. I'm doing a service for all of us. She winks in my direction and continues to take out the accessories from the bag. One by one, she scoffs at every single item, especially the hook. All garbage! Do you really need an eye patch and a hook? I shake my head. I picture Captain Bailey as a somewhat classy guy, riding the open waves for adventure and, you know, not losing any limbs. Perfect! I'll just do some measurements on you and that's it. Can I repay you somehow? I feel really bad that she's doing all of this work for me after we only just met. She's a really nice person. I'd like to compensate Brooke in any way I can. I just want our little neck of the woods to look and feel like a great time for guests. Do that for me and we're even. Who is that into their job? What? Is this capitalist propaganda? Is that what this game is? Aha, it's all coming full circle. This has to do with that whole rivalry she's got going on with that Carmela girl. I'm not getting involved in that personally, but if all Brooke is asking me to do is the best at my job, then that's okay with me. I plan on doing that anyway for that beautiful letter of recommendation at the end of the summer. Easy.
Right.
We have a deal then. Now just stand still while I get the measuring tape from my locker. Brooke takes my measurements all the while making awkward small talk. Time goes by rather quickly because Brooke needs to go back to work. I thank her and head out. As I'm leaving Pirate's Cove, it's easy to find the hub. I only need to follow the massive globe. It's quite beautiful up close, and I lament on how often I'll be spending my lunch breaks here instead of in that giant cafeteria. Now, if I recall, to the right will bring me to the luxury side of the resort. I look down to my outfit and frown. No, I'm not quite dressed for something like that. If I head straight forward, I'll pass through the lobby, but what's behind that? Big globe? I walk towards it and peer over the shrubs. Behind the globe is a giant building with a sprawling path. Benches, potted plants, and people mulling about. I kinda want to check it out. I might as well see what else there is around the resort since I'll be here most of the summer. I begin to walk towards the building when I notice butterflies fluttering in my stomach. I can't help but feel like I'll be swallowed up whole. Will I just be another cog in this giant machine? Yes. Or will I really be able to make the difference that Brooke thinks I can? I don't know. I quickly shake the thought out of my head and take in the beautiful sights of the area around me. Seeing the signs on the light post as I step towards the massive building, I begin to get giddy. I haven't been to an aquarium since I was, like, 11. Cocktail Ocean. Premier Dine-In and Aquarium Experience is only $29.95 a ticket for the aquatic tour and $50 per dinner. Okay, well, I see how Marisol Bay is able to operate with prices like that. Is that crazy for a resort? I don't feel like it is. Still, if I was a child, I'd beg my parents to take me to Cocktail Ocean. Heck, if I had the money right now, I'd go in and see for myself. Platinum Jail? Oh my god. Ugh. Lord, honey, do not bring up that game. Come on. No one wants to hear about that. Ugh. What an awful game. So boring. terrible world building. The world building was one of the worst parts of that game. Now that I know it's in the area, I can go home feeling complete. Not as complete as if I'd gone inside and seen stingrays, but maybe one day before summer ends. I turn around to leave, but when I do, I bump shoulders with someone. I stumble backwards and reach out to steady myself so I don't fall over.
Don't fall!
Oh? My foot grazes the end of one of the tiles in the beautifully paved stone path, but I quickly regain my balance, though not before waving my arms in front of me. The stranger's bemused expression reminds me that I almost toppled over, and I looked ridiculous during every painful second of my small trip. I'm okay. I mumble the words mostly to comfort and reassure myself. The only thing hurt right now is my pride. I give the stranger a meek thumbs up, though when the two of us lock eyes, my heartbeat begins to speed up. A promising first love interest? But we already met one of our love interests at the start, remember? It was, the receptionist guy. I think it was. There's two love interests in this game, and I'm assuming it's the receptionist guy and this guy. This man is slightly taller than me. His hair is wild and messy as if he lets the warm breeze style it for him, and his mocha eyes seem anything but ordinary in this sunlight. None of those things really draw my attention more than his exposed chest underneath that gaudy blue Hawaiian shirt. He's ripped, I'll give him that. He has gorgeous hair. His hair is pretty nice. Yeah, Liam was the guy at the reception desk. I'm sorry for bumping into you. I was texting and walking. Bad combination. The man holds up his rose gold cell phone and taps the air with it 3 times. Gold cell phone? Is that the resort cell phone? I noticed a black tribal ink that runs up his toned arm. Aside from that little dance I just saw, you look completely fine. It's the same color as Kuro's shirt? Kind of, yeah. The man mimics the motions I had just done with my arms and chuckles. I feel my face heating up the man's teasing. How do I respond to this guy? Oh my god, is that a choice? You can't put choices in your novel. How can I don't know. Fine is my middle name, it's all good. Ellipses. I don't know. Fine is my middle name, maybe that'll make him like me. Frap. I forget my choice of words almost instantly when I see the smirk on the man's face. He lowers his hand with the phone and brings it to his hip. Are you flirting with me?
What?
What? No, I was just trying to make a dad joke. I swear. My voice trails off when he juts out his lower lip into a small pout. Wow, so I didn't just make you fall for me. Even though he's not exactly grinning, there's something jovial about the man's presence. Perhaps it's the relaxed way he's dressed, or the way his posture is just slightly slumped over. There's nothing rigid about this man, aside from his muscles, and probably the rod in his pants. I do have to admit that he's pretty good looking, but I haven't even started this job yet, and I don't know if I'll ever see him again. Plus, he's teasing me. There's no way he actually means anything serious by his flirty words. Right? To be fair, I didn't actually fall, I caught myself.
I need to try harder.
So what you're saying is that I'll need to try harder. Next time I bump into you, I'll make sure you hit the ground. If my face isn't red already, it has to be by now. The man sends me a wink which makes me lose all train of thought. This Hawaiian shirt-wearing surfer boy has me at a loss for words. You wish we had tripped and fallen our face right into his lap, honey? That's messy. The two of us stare at each other for a moment when he starts to laugh. I'm joking. No need to get so flustered over little old me. What was that? Huh? What was that? Oh, okay, maybe I should just be reading this instead of wondering what these sound effects are. Just as if a saving grace to get me out of this situation, the man's phone begins to ring to the tune of some 80s song. Okay, I'm just like, I should just read this before asking what that sound is. I can't quite put my finger on the name of the song, but it's definitely something my own father's jammed to in his office when the doors close and he thinks no one can hear him. The man looks down at the now illuminated touchscreen and then lets out an aggravated sigh. When he returns his gaze to me, he's frowning only slightly. Sorry again, I've got to meet some friends, but maybe we'll bump into each other again. So wait, he doesn't work here? Aww. Oh yeah, see you around, I guess. Let's see what fate has in store for us. He places his right hand to his forehead and salutes me with 2 fingers. I watch him make his way towards the aquarium, typing furiously on his phone. Why doesn't he work here? I don't know if I'll see that mystery man again, but he's right. We'll see what fate has in store. I have other things to worry about, like filling up my tank with gas on my way home and calling my parents to let them know how my day went. I should leave Marisol Bay for the day and get everything at home prepared for my first day at work tomorrow. On my way to my car in the parking lot, my mother calls to inform me that my youngest sister Nova needs a ride home from her friend's house. I spend most of the ride home scarfing down my fast food cheeseburger and fries meal in traffic. By the time I get home with Nova, I'm exhausted, and I take a longer nap than I'm proud to admit. There's not much time to do anything but pick out a suitable white shirt and brown shoes that could pass as pirate attire and then go to sleep.
Good morning.
Good morning, Cairo. It's lovely to see you again. The older woman greets me with a smile as I trudge into the lobby of Marisol Bay with an extra large coffee in hand. Liam is nowhere in sight.
Hi.
Good morning. I don't mean to mumble in response, but it's clear that my body has long since gotten used to this much caffeine in its system, and the coffee cup is simply a decoration in my hands. I reach up and rub my eyes so that I can give the polite woman a proper hello, but she only laughs lightly in response. Let me guess, you didn't sleep last night because you were nervous about your new job. That, and I took a nap when I got home, so when it was time to go to bed I was wide awake. The woman closes her eyes and shakes her head. I feel a slight bit of judgment from her until she finally looks up at me and holds her index finger up in front of her. Why are you judging me? You don't need an old woman telling you how important sleep is. Let's try to get you some energy instead. Have you eaten breakfast yet? Check the chat more, Kuro? I'm gonna kick your ass. How about that? How about that for checking the chat, honey? Does half a granola bar I left in my car yesterday count? I don't normally eat breakfast, not because I get nauseous in the morning or anything like that, because I'm either never up early enough or I'm too lazy to cook. Sometimes it's both. I scratch my head nervously as Mrs. V shakes her head at me and lets out a sigh. It's your first day of work, and you have a long shift.
I always come prepared.
I watch as she kneels down and rummages behind the concierge desk. When she pokes her head back up, she hands me a sesame seed bagel with what I'm assuming is cream cheese and jelly. I hope there's cream cheese on there. Well, thank you. Where did that come from? I'm just gonna say thanks and eat the cream cheese and not ask questions. Sweet food, thank you. The bagel looks so delicious that I don't have a care in the world where she got it from or how long it was sitting behind her desk for. I graciously take it. Mrs. V is smiling alongside me as I bite into the still warm bagel. This is fresh. That's courtesy of Liam. He brings us both breakfast in the morning. What a dear. You know he isn't as much of a stickler as he makes it seem.
I apologize.
Though I apologize on his behalf for his comments about your education yesterday. He has always been held to a higher standard than his peers, so he acts accordingly. You'd think working the front desk with me would humble him a bit. He's still a work in progress, it seems. Nevertheless, I do apologize if the dear boy embarrassed you. Working at Marisol Bay is a high achievement, no matter what the position. The atmosphere alone is rewarding. I'm sure you'll have an amazing summer as a member of our family. This woman is amazing. She's already offering me breakfast. Not only that, she's accepting me into our work family without knowing that much about me. Wait, so that means Liam brought this bagel for you? I can't take it. I get to sit in the cold air conditioning while you stand outside in a pirate costume for hours on end. I'll be okay. You're really so nice. Thank you so much. As long as you're part of making Marisol Bay the best it can be, I'll treat you as I have every other member of the staff. Play your cards right and she'll even look out for you after you leave the resort. I jump slightly when I hear Liam's voice. He pats my shoulder lightly and walks past me. Walks past me? Wait. That's not the right past. That's the wrong past, isn't it? Past me towards his spot behind the concierge desk.
Cairo.
Good morning, Cairo. I hope Marisol Bay's everything you thought it would be. And more, actually. I think back to the dine-in aquarium from yesterday, and my face grows warm thinking about the man in the Hawaiian shirt. All of the amenities and cute guys walking around. Yeah, I think I'll be fine for the next 2 months. Ooh, someone's a big old slut. Yeah, that is the wrong past. Very good, seeing as you're early. Would you like to wait in the lobby until your shift starts? Actually, I'm supposed to go see Brooke. She's helping with my pirate costume. Brooke texted me earlier, having got my number from the work group chat. She was really vague in her message, telling me to meet her in her locker room an hour before my shift. A whole hour? Honey, I don't care what you're doing for me. You want me to come to work an hour early so I can talk to you? Get out of here. Honey. I don't care what you're doing for me. I'm hoping for the best because I'm honestly too tired to comprehend any big hiccups. Hopefully the bagel wakes me up a bit. Thank you again for the bagel, Mrs. V. You're far too kind. I'll come prepared tomorrow morning.
Do your best, Cairo.
Do your best today, Cairo. If you need to vent about anything, this little old lady loves to chat. Consider visiting me on your lunch breaks. No thanks, I'd rather visit some nice dick. But you can stay here with your dried out coochie.
If you don't mind.
If you don't mind me raining on your parade, that is. Mrs. V's the best lunch date, and I can't quite give her up. Liam speaks as he staples packets of paper after he staples packet of paper after packet of paper, not bothering to look up at his companion or me. Oh, hush. The more the merrier, Liam. Besides, a little summer rain never hurt anybody. As I say this, Liam finally looks up from his work. He doesn't return my smile. He simply gazes at me for a moment and then shakes his short brown bangs from his face. We eat lunch at Mare de la Pearl. You head to the hub and make a right. Tell Carmela, the hostess, that you're looking for us and she'll handle the rest. Mrs. V claps her hands together and smiles brightly, looking between the both of us. I'll go to lunch with them if only to brighten this woman's day. She's so pleasant to be around. As for Liam, well, I don't know what to make of him yet, but he's being so nice to me today, so I'll give him a chance as well. I say goodbye to the two of them and make the journey to Pirate's Cove, where I'll board the Riptide and meet with Brooke. Brooke, I would thank you if when we first see each other, the first thing out of your mouth isn't a very sexual moan. Thanks. Not into that. Not into that. If I was gonna sleep with any woman here at Marisol Bay, it would be Mrs. V, not you, so you can just go to the back of the line. About time! When I walk into the locker room, Brooke cries and jumps up from her seat, dropping her phone onto the floor without a care in the world. Your phone. That's the company phone. It'll be fine. I've accidentally dropped it from the top of the lookout before and it survived. A more pressing issue is your pirate outfit. Looky here. That wasn't sexual? It sounded sexual. She spins on her heels, turns to the dreaded brown paper bag from yesterday and hands it to me. I bounce the bag in my arms a few times and find it's much lighter. It's all there. Overcoat, pants, captain's hat. I checked 3 times. Did you bring an undershirt and boots? I did, yeah. Before I can say any more, Brooke is reaching into the bag and tossing clothes at me. I catch the overcoat quite easily, but the hat and pants fall to the ground. Okay, try this on and let me know what you think, alright? I did what I could in one night.
Okay.
If you hate it, you have to tell me. No ifs, ands, or buts. Got it? Understood, Captain. I salute her. Brooke seems so self-assured, even as she's rattling off words at the speed of light. I leave to change. Thankfully, this outfit's much easier to put on. There's only 3 pieces aside from my undershirt and boots. I let my hair fall down to my back and place the captain's hat on my head. I'm taken aback by how well the coat fits and how light it feels on my body. This is not the most ideal summer outfit, but it's better than it was before. When I come back to the locker room, so Brooke, if you could please enlighten me why I needed to come here a whole hour before my shift? Because I'm not seeing it yet. When I come back to the locker room, I don't have to fake my smile. I'm genuinely impressed by the outfit, especially because Brooke did it all in one night. I owe you big time for this. I actually look like a pirate. I only make the best. She approaches me and begins to ruffle my hair underneath the hat. Then she wrinkles my coat a bit by tugging at it. There you go. Now you look like you've been out to sea. Truly, Captain Bailey. You were able to do all of this in one night? Brooke seems unbothered and simply shrugs. Oh yeah, the pants were easy. I just cut the legs, burned the edges to make it look more authentic, and then hemmed them so they wouldn't rip any further. The overcoat just needed to have some fabric blocks removed. That took some time, but not too much. I actually had fun doing it. I want to design clothes for a living, so it's good practice for me. Well, you did an amazing job. You have to let me repay you somehow. If you insist, you can buy me lunch today at the Lookout. The food is good and it's super affordable because of my employee discount. Brooke did so much for me with this pirate costume. The least I can do is buy her lunch and spend the hour getting to know the girl who I'll be working alongside the rest of the summer. No! No! Get these women out of here! I'm supposed to be finding a man. Though Mrs. V and Liam asked me to have lunch with them today as well. It's a tough decision, but I only have an hour break, so I need to make my decision. Am I going to lunch with Brooke today, or Liam and Mrs. V? Well, my mouth is drier than Mrs. V's cooch right now. And I'm tired, so I think I will end the stream here. So I hope you guys enjoyed Marisol Bay.